Everyone, are you enjoying NBA Top Shot? At this point where the playoffs first round is coming to an end, many users will be wondering whether it is better to redeem the redemption they have and hold the moment or keep the redemption. And there will be users who are wondering which team's redemption to buy and how much, or whether to sell the redemption they have. Today, I will explain what you need to consider to make a good decision, and draw a picture of what the distribution of moment circulation for each set will look like through a simulation with some assumptions applied. If you need an easy and detailed explanation of how the redemption system works, please refer to the video uploaded just before. So let's get started right away. 1. Holding the redemption until the end of the playoffs is a high-risk and high-return investment. Since redemption is included as a requirement for the Champions Challenge, teams that continue to progress may experience increased demand for redemption due to the expectation of becoming the champion. However, if the team lose, the value may decrease as the demand for redemption decreases. Since the champion is only one of 16 teams, the value of the redemption for the champion team could go up significantly. But the redemption value may decrease for teams that have advanced to the upper rounds, such as conference finals and finals, if they fails to win the championship. However, as Dapper Labs recently announced that unused redemption can be used for future challenges, some value will remain. 2. The champion team's first-round moment can be a bottleneck. Users can choose to hold redemptions for later instead of redeeming them early if a team is expected to become a champion, and in this case, the circulation of the first-round moment may be low. If all other conditions such as rarity and tier are equal, most users will prefer final moment to first round. If this preference is reflected in the redemption decision, the circulation of moments for higher rounds will be high, and that of first-round moment will be low, maybe the smallest among the playoff sets. If this team becomes the champion, the moment with the least minting amount will become the bottleneck, which will increase its value significantly, as the Champions Challenge requires a moment of each round. I will show you the distribution of the moment circulation for each playoff set through simulation with some assumptions. The simulation was performed by applying 4 major assumptions, and the details of each assumption will be explained at the end of the video. This table shows the moment circulation for each set for the case of winning and losing each round. Case 1 base assumptions. First of all, the circulation of the first-round moment of the team winning the NBA Finals is 675, which is the smallest among the 4 playoff sets, and along with 608 unused redemptions, it will be a bottleneck to complete the Champions Challenge. The earlier a team drop out of the playoff ladder, the more unused redemption, which can be seen as a reflection of users' choice to hold onto redemption in expectation of the potential future utility rather than redeeming a low-value moment. Case 2 more unused redemptions. As a result of applying the assumption that more users hold redemption until the end of the playoffs than in Case 1, the moment circulation of each round decreased and the unused redemption increased. This can happen when many users want to hold the redemption of a highly anticipated winning team for a future Champions Challenge. And it can also happen when expectations of the redemption's utility grow one day. Case 3 low redemption rate. The third case is based on the assumption that in each round of the playoffs, less redemptions are used to redeem the moment. This can happen when the anticipation for a team to become champion is high, when users want to redeem a conference final or final moment, or save redemptions for Champions Challenge. As a result, more redemption remains overall, and circulation of the first-round moment is lower. Case 4 high redemption rate. Contrary to Case 3, it is assumed that in each round, more redemptions are used to redeem the moment. As a result, less redemption remains overall, and more circulation in the first-round moment. If a team win the championship, the redemption will be a bottleneck for completing the Champions Challenge. Case 5 high advance premium. The last, fifth case, is when users have a greater preference for moments in higher rounds. In this case, the circulation gap between playoff sets of the same player increases. The first-round moment will be the bottleneck for completing the Champions Challenge. This simulation is to show, using a simplified model, that the champion team's first-round moment can be the bottleneck of the Champions Challenge due to users' preference for upper-round moments and expectations for winning. In reality, heterogeneous users make decisions to redeem according to their preferences and expectations, so the real shape of circulation distribution will be different from the simulation result. So the circulation number itself derived from the simulation is not very meaningful. Please accept it only as a rough reference for how the distribution of circulation for each set will change according to users' preferences and behavior patterns. And holding the moment that is expected to be a bottleneck is a high-risk and high-return investment, because the bottleneck has a high value for only one champion out of 16 teams. Therefore, it is not recommended to hold a lot of moments in the lower rounds for the sole purpose of bottleneck profits because the risk is too high. In addition, if more users consider the possibility that the first round moment will become a bottleneck, they will hold that moment more, so it may not become a bottleneck. So, rather than overinvesting in the bottleneck, it would be a safe strategy to hold only a portion of the entire portfolio for the first round moment of a team with a high chance of winning a championship. 3. There are cases where redeeming the moment of the first round is not always a good thing. Once you redeem and have a first round moment, you can choose to keep your first round moment after the next round is over, or change it to a conference semifinals moment. Therefore, once you turn redemption into moment, you have more options than having redemptions. However, you cannot use a first round moment to redeem a conference finals or NBA finals moment, and due to these restrictions, redeeming with the first round moment and waiting for the next round is not always a good choice. For example, a user who prefers the first round to the conference semifinals and prefers the conference finals to the first round. Once redeemed the first round and has a first round moment, after the next round, the conference semifinals, is over, the first round and will not change to conference semifinals. In this case, even if you prefer the future conference finals moment to the first round, you cannot redeem the conference finals moment because you do not have the conference semifinals moment, which is the previous round. Because what this user has is the first round moment before the second stage. Because of this, it is not recommended to casually redeem all redemptions you have at the first round moment. However, it is also not recommended to ignore the first round moment altogether and take all redemptions to the end. It might be a better strategy to redeem only some of them with the first round moment and keep the rest as redemption. Then, I would like to explain the assumptions of the simulation. The first assumption is that 500 redemptions, which is 10% of the 5,000, are not redeemed in consideration of Champions Challenge or future utilities. The second assumption is how much redemption will be redeemed in each round. In case of defeat, the amount redeemed using redemption is calculated by subtracting 500 redemptions from the redemptions remaining at that time and multiplying by a certain percentage redemption rate. The redemption rate is between 60% and 90%, 60% for case of defeat in first round and 90% for the case of defeat in the NBA Finals. If a team wins, the redemption rate is between 60% and 90%, and the closer the team get to the final, the higher the number. And if the team win the championship, all remaining redemptions will not be redeemed, due to increased demand for redemptions as a requirement for Champions Challenge. The third assumption is that in case of winning each round, the amount of redeem using the moment is determined with the expectation that the team advances to the final. For example, if a team wins the second round conference semifinals, it is assumed that 3/4 of the first round moment 3,150 cards it has are exchanged for the conference semifinals. The assumption is that if a team advances to the finals, a total of 4 sets will be minted and the first round is one of the 4, so the amount left as the first round moment will be 1/4. The fourth assumption is that users prefer moments from higher rounds to moments from lower rounds. In the simulation, advance premium indicates the degree to which conference semifinals are preferred compared to first round, and the higher this value, the greater the amount of redemption to conference semifinals using the first round moment. So far, I have explained the assumptions applied to the simulation. I hope this video will help you make a good decision. I'll come back with a good video next time.